Today we're going to be talking about all the aspects of nightclubs, Rockstar's future for Grand Theft Auto Online, and a whole lot more. So we've got a lot to discuss today, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, our first question comes from Daniel Pinto, who says, do you think that Rockstar could add mini heist or side missions to the nightclub like the special vehicle missions, but like a nightclub theme mission? That would be awesome, Daniel. That was sort of my favorite part of the import-export update and the gun running update. Those mini heist missions that they took you on, those were so much fun. Now, the only issue I had with that is you had to complete those in order to unlock trade prices for various weaponized and special vehicles. So I think that if mini heist or side missions like that are added, we're going to see armored or weaponized vehicles added to the game, or at least at a very minimum special vehicles, and they're likely going to be pretty expensive. Because the reason Rockstar do that is to get you a cheaper price so you really can't complain about it, even though they are super expensive. But at the end of the day, those missions are always very fun, so I would love to see them add something like that for the Nightlife Nightclub update. That would be super cool. Lars says, do you think Rockstar is ever going to add hybrid cars? Like if you press a button, you will switch between electric and petrol. So I understand that in real life because, going into electric mode would save you fuel. But in GTA 5, we don't have to worry about that. So I'm kind of wondering how that would work. You know, if you were in petrol mode, would your car go faster? If you were in electric mode, would your car be quieter? But what does that really do, having a silent car? So I'm really not too sure. In theory, that sounds like an okay idea. I'm all for cars having more features and functionality than what they do right now, but I'm just not sure that's the right way to go. I like the idea, but I'm just not sure it would work in GTA 5. Rune, the best boss, says, do you think there will be more DLCs after the big DLC in June? So that's when we're all assuming the nightclub update is going to be coming out based off of information and leaks. And if you listen to the bosses over at Take-Two Interactive and other leaks, then yeah, there is going to be more DLCs after this June update. It doesn't seem as if Rockstar are going to be slowing down. Now, that is sort of odd because it does conflict with Rockstar's plans of, making RDR2 the focus and the forefront of their gaming platform. But at the same rate, if online is making them a ton of money and is really successful, why would they stop making updates? So I think we're going to see updates less frequently, but I think the big updates will still continue for online. I think the next one we will probably see after this summer update will probably be sometime in December. M&A's Gaming says, do you think clubs like Bahama Mamas will be open instead of being purchasable since they don't have a blank canvas? This is a great question. So basically what he's saying is because Bahama Mamas already has an interior, same like Tequila La and Split Sides West, instead of it being purchasable for the player to actually own it, it's just going to be open for the public to go inside and enjoy. And this is something I talked about in my video earlier, how those like pink neon lights will be glowing on the outside. I feel like that's what's going to be happening here. Bahama Mamas might not be purchasable, but instead it's just going to be open for everyone to enjoy, go inside, dance, have some fun. I think you bring up a great point, M&A's. And I think that's a strong possibility for clubs like Bahama Mamas that already have a functioning interior. We just don't have access to them yet. Tyler G says, could Rockstar add new features into online that could be more useful? Like the SecuroServe app, maybe something to tie in with the nightclubs. That's honestly one of the most exciting parts about new updates like this is the features that Rockstar add. So I know everyone gets excited for the properties, the cars, the new tangible content, but some of my favorite things Rockstar have done in updates is the things you can't really buy, like adding new features into the game, whether it's in the interaction menus or adding things our characters can do. So yeah, I hope they do something like that. I've stated that updating the SecuroServe app would be something that would be a nice quality of life feature. That sounds like something that they might do in the business consolidation update and maybe something less of the nightclub update. But I think you're on the right path there. New features would obviously be a nice welcome addition in this nightclub update. Lee says, if you own a nightclub, do you think we will get money at the end of the day, like when we pay for our properties, but instead of money being taken out, it puts money in? So I know that question was a little bit confusing. Basically what Lee is asking is, does he think the nightclubs are going to work? Very similar to how they worked in Vice City, where when you bought the properties, after a certain amount of time, you would just have money waiting for you to kind of export and take out. And yeah, I think that's one way they could work. If it's not going to be passive income, I think it's going to work exactly that way. The nightclubs just generate a certain amount of money for you, every single GTA day. Now, I'm not sure how Rockstar would go about doing that in terms of how much money for how many hours and how does that relate to GTA time. But I think you're onto something there, is that's what they've done in prior GTA games in the 3D era in Vice City. So I think that could be a good idea. Broderick Solon says, do you think Rockstar will allow players to partake in events together inside the nightclubs, whether it's pool, dancing, etc.? They better. Otherwise, this is going to be the most awkward update of all time. That's sort of the thing that makes the yachts so unfortunate. There's really nothing to do. You can't drive them around. You can't sail them. There's no exclusive, unique features. And if the nightclub falls under that same category, what are they going to be? Just different looking apartments. We better be able to play pool with each other. We better be able to interact with dancing minigames. Otherwise, it's just kind of going to be dumb and awkward. You're just going to be in sort of a club environment where you're just awkwardly staring at each other. So hopefully Rockstar make them very interactive with exclusive features. That's something I definitely think they need to consider very carefully when doing this nightclub update. JTL 2017 says, do you think that armored SUVs could be in this update? Example, vehicles based off of the Escalade, Navigator, Cullinan. I've never heard of that final one, but that would be kind of interesting. We've talked about some armored civilian vehicles recently, and I think that could be pretty cool, like an armored version of the Gallivanter Baller or an armored version of the Albany Cavalcade. That would actually be kind of cool. Now, I'm not sure how Rockstar could work armored vehicles into a nightclub update. The only way I could see is if you're like bringing VIPs to and from the club, then maybe you would need an armored SUV. Actually thinking about that makes perfect sense. So yeah, something like that could be awesome. Armored SUVs would be unique. We sort of have armored military vehicles, but we definitely don't have armored SUVs. So that would be really cool. Ben Atkinson says, do you think the Nightclub DLC will bring the most profitable business to the game? I hope so. That was the big problem with the Smuggler's Run business, the hangar air freight cargo, is it sucked. You couldn't make any money from it. So after day one, no one wanted to do it. And that's something I think they really need to focus on with the Nightclub update. Make it profitable. Allow us to make a lot of money, Rockstar. Because if so, a lot of people will want to participate in it and have a lot of fun. It's a win-win situation. You make the game more fun, we play it more, and we're able to make more money. So I guess like a win-win-win situation. So yeah, I'm hoping the Nightclub is very profitable because that was the big Achilles heel of the Smuggler's Run business. It was just horrible to make money, and because of that, no one seems to do it anymore, which I'm sure is something that Rockstar doesn't want. Melvin Robbins asks a great question. He says, should Rockstar implement the use of bennies in the Nightclub DLC for some of the fan-requested vehicles, like the Corvette from GTA 5 upgraded into the Corvette from GTA 4, but calling it the Corvette Retro Custom, and even throwing the Turismo as well? That is an amazing idea. We've seen Rockstar do that in import-export, where they did that with the LG and also the Comet. So he's talking about vehicles from GTA 4 like the Corvette and the Turismo. Vehicles we have in GTA 5 but are different variants, and having them transform into the retro GTA 4 versions. That is just an amazing idea, Melvin. Number one, it would be really cool to see throwback vehicles. Number two, it would revive bennies, finally bringing back a use for that. And number three, it would just be cool to have these cars in the game because they're awesome. So that is a fantastic idea, Melvin. I hope someone from Rockstar sees this comment and implements that, because that's one of the best ideas I've seen so far as getting those fan-requested vehicles back into the game in a more exciting fashion. Immotology says, do you think that in the next update, Rockstar will get back to drip feeding one car every week instead of releasing them in groups like they did in the Doomsday Heist? Also, what do you prefer? I hope they go back to one vehicle per week, because at least with one vehicle per week, you knew every single week you'd be getting a new car or a new vehicle. With this update, we don't know what's going on. Rockstar skip a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we really don't know. And then 3 vehicles come out at once, 2 vehicles come out at once. And it's sort of a lot to take in. So yeah, I wish they would go back to the one vehicle per week. For me, it was just a whole lot simpler to really focus on that vehicle, enjoy it for a week, and then move on to the next one. With this one, it's like 3 vehicles out at once and then nothing for a month. And I can't say I'm really a big fan of that. Dark Troll 89 says, hello, Ross. When do you expect us to hear some information from Rockstar about the Nightclub update, if it is confirmed? So we won't hear anything from Rockstar until they get all of the content from the Super Sports update out of the way. So I'm assuming in a couple days we're going to get new races, probably new vehicles. And then after that, I feel like Rockstar is free to talk about this update whenever they want. I think they might need to introduce some changes to the creator. But after that, I would say in early June, we will probably hear something regarding the Nightclub update. Or they could make it a surprise. Who knows? Rockstar have made the last couple of updates surprises, so it really wouldn't shock me if they announced it, but it also wouldn't shock me if they didn't announce it either. But if they do, it's probably going to be sometime in early June. Ross Curran says, do you think Rockstar will let us make our own custom playlist with the radio stations that are in the game in the next update? I hope so. They kind of do something like that on PC, where you can actually have this thing called self-radio, but that's still really not all that great. I wish Rockstar would allow us to go in and sort of edit our own radio station where we could pick and choose the songs in the game. This might be especially useful with the Nightclub update, especially if we wanted to control the music we had in our clubs. I would really like that. I don't know if Rockstar is going to implement that feature because it might be a little bit tricky. I really don't know. I could see someone playing that Taxi song over and over and over again. You know, the one that goes like beep, beep, beep over and over. I'm sure someone would do that, but that would be a cool feature. I just don't know if Rockstar would ever get around to introducing that. And our final question comes from Norlin777, who says, do you think we could get dancing clothing in the next DLC? So yes, I certainly think there's going to be new clothing. I think Rockstar is going to take advantage of the illumination feature that you see on like the Tron suits. Another thing that would be cool is if they added more stuff like the Tron outfits. You know, a movie that just came out is Deadpool. It'd be cool if we could get like fun superhero suits like that, just to make the nightclub dancing a little bit more fun. I mean, yes, it would be cool just to do dancing in the nightclubs, but imagine if we were all in like costumes and suits. That would just be epic. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to be featured in the next one, all you got to do is go in the description, follow me on Twitter, and just be sure to use that hashtag AskBoss, and you might find yourself featured in the next one. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.